All right, we got another knife here. This is from a private seller. Lots of tape all over the place. Let's go ahead and get this open. God, that knife just goes exactly where you want it to go. Sheep's foot, shark's foot, whatever you want to call it. Just the best for opening packages. Let's see if I got that. Oh, this one's gonna be tough. There we go. Well wrapped, well wrapped. Good form, sir. Let's see what we got in here. I'm not sure which one this is, so this is a blind unboxing. I should have probably tried to look up the name and been prepared with some knives to pull out during this, but whoa, this thing is taped in here. Rube Goldberg Professional. They like taped the package into the box. So it's a little tight. Okay. Shark lock. Let's see what we got in here. A package within a package within a package. Holy moly. Not entertaining television, 1.5 minutes in, still opening the package. My apologies for that. All right, getting down to it here. At least you'll know what it is because of the title of the video, but I don't know what it is yet. All right. This packaging looks different than what I'm used to. Like maybe something kind of new for the channel. Oh no, tricked me. It's not one big box, it's 2 small boxes. Demkos. Whoa, that's cool. CPM. Oh, this must be an AD20 because that wouldn't be on any production knife. It's too bad that box is all torn open. I'm telling you, these boxes are kind of hard to get into. This must be like a super early production one. Look at that. Excuse me. Wow. And then this one is an AD20S Elmax Camo G10, so definitely a different variant. I think they sell this variant on at least DLT, but maybe Knife Center had some of these too. I'm not sure. So let's start there. This was actually, when I met this guy, this was the knife that he was listing. And then we got to talking and he had this one he was about to post up for sale too. You know the AD20S box has that, and the AD20 box has the circular logo on it as an FYI. Not that you wouldn't know if you actually bought one, but here's an AD20S Elmax, which again, like I was just gonna say, like my AD20 Elmax, luckily I just did another Demko video, so I do have a bunch of Demko knives out, is also my like super smooth one. I don't know what it is. Hang on one sec. I don't know, maybe I'm just convincing myself. No, that is super smooth. Does it have a lockup issue or something? It's so smooth, you would just think it couldn't even lock up well. I'm actually really pleased with the camo in person. I'm not a big, in fact, I definitely bought this despite the fact that it was camo, but just thinking, hey, you know what? I haven't seen many videos of the camo, and it's actually really cool in person because it looks like they have it on jade, like a translucent green jade G10. So it's actually quite nice. And then it looks like they just kind of let some of that natural come through or something. I'm fairly pleased with this. It feels great in hand too, actually. What I'm realizing is their other G10 has the texturing. So this is really nice feeling. It's got enough grip to it, but it's smooth. Like the textured one's nice because it's like really grippy, but this just feels great in hand. Better than the Greivery, better than the textured G10. I'm actually really impressed with this. So this is cool. This turned out to be a great one. This, I believe, was carried. I'll double check, but see how the Elmax is holding up. I can't remember. This one might be brand new in box. I'll have to double check on this one. See if we can find any. I think this might be new. Certainly wasn't used much if it was. So that's cool. Let's keep it moving here. So that's the AD20S camo. Did I came with this, right? Okay. Try to keep these super organized because it is easy to get them confused. Now, I was talking with him and he bought this one secondhand from another person, and it's an AD20, but I guess the guy tried to resharpen it and didn't do a great job of it. So we'll see how this one turns out. This one's actually the most used one I've gotten. I normally try and find brand new or like new or lightly carried at the most, because I'm more getting these as collectors than users. But I was like, you know what? It would be cool. Again, I think it was Thunderlight said, what if you carried some knives you wouldn't normally carry? So I would not normally carry an AD20. And what better one to try? I can see where he's going with that. It's definitely not it's not terrible. Let me see. I'm gonna get my eyes on it outside of the camera real quick. It's not terrible. So I'll show you that compared to a factory finish here. It's definitely a little slopier, like a little higher degree, but it's not as bad as I expected it to be. I was thinking we were gonna have to take this in for like an immediate resolution, but it's not terrible. So this one is another G10 AD20. Again, for those of you that may just be watching this for the first time, AD20S. Slim versus the AD20 is just a beast, versus the AD20.5, which you may even have, is about the same width as the Slim. You'll notice the jimping across all of them are different, which I always think is really interesting. Yeah, really happy with this purchase so far. Just looking at this, you know, to get another AD20 in the collection. So I've now got AD20 G10, AD20 DT exclusive G10 tan with the Elmax. This one is, by the way, gosh, now I can't even remember. Oh yeah, it's 20V. It said it right on the box. So a 20V, and then the custom. Let me pull it out here. Worth the wait on this custom. AD20, and sorry, I got a little bit of a sniffle today. We got a 3-year-old, so we get what he gets. AD20 tie custom with Magna Cut. So I think I'm good on AD20s for now. Like, I'll try to get still a textured titanium standard AD20. But I did, if you just saw the last video, source out a drop point AD20S with the flat tie. So that'd be like the last one I want is, you know, maybe a AD20 tie. They're super hard to get, super hard to get. So these two are AD20s, AD20S, AD20 custom. Yeah, feeling good about this purchase. This turned out well, so thank you. I'm gonna probably share this video back with the seller. Thank you for the working it out. Everything looks good. I'm noticing these little lines in here, and I don't know if that's from where, just kind of a factory thing or whatever. I'll double check the condition on this one. I think it was like either new or like new or lightly carried or something like that, but it feels really good. So another really great Elmax example. You know, I don't know if the blade steels end up yielding a slightly different texture or something like that, but that thing is just really nice. And they all kind of do similar stuff. Like, what is this one? Oh, this one has the skiff bearings too, this 204P one. This one's really smooth too. It's got skiff bearings in it. But this Elmax one, this one's still the most silent, this AD20 crew wear. But this one's right up there. Yeah, a little more noise. This one's got some friction in it. This is still the GOAT. So the variants are going up. I am about 1 week out from receiving 2 more knives. I think they get here tomorrow. And then I think I'm ready to do the whole Demko collection all on video at one time. I'm gonna have to literally raise up the camera to have room to get it all in here. But it is getting expansive at this point and exciting, and I'm excited to do that video. And what I noticed when you're doing AD20s is you can't get a whole lot of them on the video at the same time. AD20 to AD20S, they're big knives. So you can get like 4 on the screen, maybe try and stuff 5 in, but you can get like 5 or 6 of the AD20.5s, depending how you arrange them and stuff. So yeah, this feels good. There's not a lot of signs of wear on this one, even though it was carried and resharpened and stuff. So it just speaks to the manufacturing quality and such. I've seen a few carried Demkos now, and none of them look worn, which is really cool. Maybe like a touch on the pocket clip there. A couple very light scratches. These are super easy to get and replace if you ever want to. So I, got a handful of lefties and could easily get another righty if I wanted to. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure they sell those. Now I think about it, maybe not. The cool thing on the AD20 is you don't have the, like the landing pad, so you can go get a deep carry clip and it won't look awkward like that because of the landing pad on the AD20.5, which they don't do, by the way, on the titanium AD20.5. So that's interesting. But another really cool purchase, every time I get the AD20 in hand, it is just like astounding how big this knife is. I'm curious now how I think I checked this before, but yeah, it's about the same. I was thinking maybe because of the inlay on the liners on the G10, it might be different, but it is pretty much the same there. The G10 is not ground out inside, so these are hefty knives. I'll just weigh this one really quickly off to the side here and tell you what it is, so I don't have to move all the knives. 6.23 ounces for the AD20 G10 and 5.5 ounces for the AD20S here. Let's get this guy out of here and bring this one back. Love the shark's foot. Really liking this. This is not something stylistically that I like normally, but just having gotten that and seeing the side view of it and kind of what they did to make this, it kind of has me excited about it, because that is not my style at all. I'm not into like the tactical, even this is a little tactically looking for me. I'm into more of the elegance of knives as opposed to the tactical use of them, which is why I gravitate towards like my daily carry being the shark's foot, because it is just so useful all the time. For me, self-defense, you might want one of these 3. In fact, yeah, in a self-defense situation, I struggle to think of a more confidence-inspiring knife than one of these. This is pretty crazy how robust it is. You just would have very little fear of a potential, I don't know what the right term is, but failure, lock failure or something, where you end up being the one that gets cut instead of the person that you're defending against. Again, my saying is, try not to stab anyone and try and avoid any situation where you would. Much prefer knives to be utilitarian tools versus, in a self-defense situation, typically you can try and avoid that as opposed to having to be in there, let alone seeking one out. So cool, super excited about this purchase. This is the last 2 of 4 knives before there might be like 1 or 2 more, but I'm like very close to doing the full Demko collection. I've seen some pretty impressive pictures of Demko collections. I don't know where this one stands compared to some of those, but I have a feeling it's one of the more expansive ones in terms of like the AD20 series, 20, 20S, and 20.5. And I'm thrilled with how it's come along. We've got a couple textured titaniums coming in similar to these smooth titaniums that you've seen in some of the other videos. So there's a couple more 20S's coming in textured. They're both shark's foot. I was really hoping to get a drop point, and I have not found one yet. So if you have one that you're looking to sell, please do reach out either on Facebook, same name on Blade Forums, Pocket Priorities. But I am looking to get a textured AD20S titanium whenever I can. You know, there are some out on eBay and stuff, but not at a price that I think are willing to, are interesting in paying. That is it for now. Another awesome Demko experience here with these two. Let me get it down to the last, in the last scene, not the last scene, I guess, but the last view here being these two that just came in. Very excited about them, feel good about them. Very interested to know what kind of, like I've never seen this taped on kind of look here and drawn on. I wonder if this is like an early one or just a one-off that this ended up being kind of like this. This is obviously unfortunate here from a collecting perspective, but it was a very reasonable purchase price. And yeah, I'm not, let me do one last thing before we go. Not super disappointed in the shape here. Let's see if I can find something that won't expose my personal information. Some paper here. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm curious just how good good or bad this is. It's definitely not good. And these are, you know, thick behind the edge. It's not the best, definitely not the best I've seen, but it's not, okay, it could use some work. Let's see how this one is by comparison. Yeah, big difference. Big difference. I think this one's never been used. Which speaks to what these are, right? And I don't know, maybe the AD20S is just that much more slicey, but yeah, no. This is also a brand new AD20. Goes to show you, these might be robust knives, but treat them right and they will do what they're supposed to. This one, very poorly done. So this needs some touch up for sure. But I don't think it's, looking at it, I don't know. I might look at a re-edge or something like that, but it's probably just needs to be touched up and it'll be okay if I were to guess. I'm sure I'll get it out and figure that out off the camera. But thanks for stopping by. Another Demko video here. Excited to have these two in the collection, and yeah, we will see you on the next one. Again, probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks out from a full Demko collection video. And please like, subscribe, and take care.